Hey kids. Oh man, my hair is a disaster. How's everybody out there in YouTube land this evening, huh? January 27th, 2019. A beautiful day here in Buki Harbor. Even if it is a little cloudy and overcast, been warm, about 75 to 80 degrees today. All in all, pretty good day. Pretty good Sunday. Sunday. This morning I live streamed the morning net. Um, Went well. It was a new record. It was the single longest net in history. So, hello, Tater. Okay. Anyhow, it was the longest cruiser's net, I think, in history, or certainly in recent history. I think it was 115 minutes or something. Crazy. Another 5 minutes, I think he'd have made 2 hours. And of course, you always have to have that going for the record when, as always happens when you guys got to pee. I had to pee, and here I am. Bird, get away. Get. There's a seagull right above me. I don't trust seagulls flying over my head. Get. What is going on? They're all over the place. Hello, how you doing? Birds all over. What's that? Oh. I think somebody's feeding the birds. All right. Have a good evening. They got Miss Lily all excited. Lily, calm down. Stop. Sit. Lily, sit. What's going on is the girls over on Lanicky are feeding the seagulls. You see all the seagulls over there? I know she's throwing minnows to them or food or something over there, and has gotten them all excited. These guys are out here on a flats boat. That's your classic flats boat. You see the long pole on there for pushing himself around. Now, that's a good way to get bird poop all over your boat. It's really bad habit and bad form to throw bait fish off the back of your boat because they're all gonna hang out over there now, but that's all right. The girls are having fun. This is something really new for them. They're having a ball down here visiting with them. Yep. Anyhow. So that's what happens here in Buki Harbor, stuff like that. So what do we got going on? Hey Marie, how you doing? Hey Andy, what's going on, brother? Hey Gavin, hey Ed. Someone might be cleaning fish nearby. No, I think they're just feeding the seagulls. Yeah, lucky seagulls. Anyhow, a little breezy this evening, a little breeze picking up. Supposed to get really breezy this evening, and rain coming in tonight. Supposed to be pretty heavy come morning, and big winds. I mean, they're talking like 30-mile-an-hour winds coming in tonight. So going to be a little bit of breeze blowing through. We're going to have to batten down the hatches here on the Lily too. Try to keep things dry on board. We have a very dry boat. It stays nice and dry down below, and I like to keep it that way. So anyhow, a couple housekeeping items I wanted to touch base with today. Somebody made a comment. Yesterday's video, I titled it "Sup Kids," and as I often do, and this person took offense to the fact that I say kids. We're not kids. Well, it wasn't addressed to you, I guess. I want to make that really clear so people understand. I do my channel. I started my channel for the sole purpose that my grandkids could get to know a little bit more about who I am, the kind of person I am, and document my life for them. For them. Everybody else that's along is along for the ride, but and I'm not trying to be rude or insensitive, but you know, I don't necessarily do these videos for every single person that watches them. I do these videos, my intent and purpose has always been to do these for my kids, my grandkids and my kids. So don't be offended if I say, hey kids, because I'm not talking to you. Well, maybe I'm talking to you if you're one of my kids, but if you're not one of my kids, I'm not talking to you. And I'm not being rude by saying I'm not talking to you, it's just not who I do the videos for. So now when I'll do a video and I say, good morning world, well, that's you. You're part of the world, you know? And I have no problem with people watching and following along. I love the people watch and follow along, but I just want to make it clear to folks that I do these for my kids and my grandkids. So, and I don't mean to be offensive. I'm not trying to piss anybody off. I'm not, you know, trying to, you know, be nasty or mean or cruel or insensitive or unempathetic or any of those things, because I am all those things. I just want to, that's who I do it for. So that's who I title it to. Anyhow, sometimes it seems like no matter what I do, I can't do stuff right. There's always somebody out there complaining about something. So anyhow, okay, so that's one housekeeping issue. Another housekeeping issue is I got to get new shoes. I got to get new shoes. Let me show you what's going on here. You see that? You're not supposed to be able to reach your hand inside your shoe. I have been nursing those shoes for a long time, and I think they have finally come to the end. I think it's finally time to retire them. So I have another brand new pair on the boat that are barely even broken yet that I will be wearing. But I like to keep one pair of shoes good for work, for me, for my real estate business. If I start wearing those other shoes now, they're going to get ruined quickly, because every time I go in and out of the boat or in and out of the dinghy, they get wet. That's why those came apart so quickly. Well, not so quickly. I've been wearing those for like 2 years now, so I don't know. Anyhow, got to get that. Okay, third item of business, and more of a serious note. Work, income, money. That's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about money tonight. I have been doing my YouTube channel now for in excess of 1,000 videos. I think we're like 1,010 or something around this point. I have been doing it quite happily, intermittently, but you know, through the good graces and the love and support of a lot of good people. The good graces, love and support of a lot of good people out there. And there's been some crappy people along the way, but you know, they're the minority, vocal minority, but a minority nonetheless. I have been here in the Florida Keys now for 60 days, to the day. Today is the 27th. I got here on the 27th. Let me put it this way. I've been on the mooring ball for 60 days. I've been in the harbor 61. Been on the mooring ball 60 days today. I have been able to live here and be able to do everything that I've needed to do because of the patience, love, and affection and good support of people like Woodbeast and Pilot and Andy and Gene and Gavin and Morgan and I mean and you guys know who you are, everybody. And maybe it's unfair of me, maybe it's irresponsible of me, but here's the thing. I am working really hard, and I mean really hard right now. I mean literally from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I do my live stream, and then after my live stream I go back to doing my work. I have been, you know, nose to the grinding wheel, hammering stuff out, getting stuff going for my real estate business. I have applied for numerous jobs here in the area. I haven't gotten called on one. I mean, I had one respond. I said this the other day, something about relocation, and when I asked them where I had to relocate to, they didn't respond to that. So, but I've applied for a lot of jobs, haven't gotten any response. I think a big part of that is the fact that I'm 60 years old and I'm overqualified for almost everything. I mean, even some ridiculous jobs like, working in and my my youngest son may get upset about this, but even working in a little convenience store, which is a good job for somebody for their first or second job in their career, not towards the end. I didn't get called on, so just too old, and I mean, they never even, it's not that I'm fat or out of shape or ugly or poorly dressed. I mean, they never even saw me. They never met me. Just on paper, they look at that, see my age, I think, and they're like, nope, we're not going that way. So anyhow, the other reality of it is that real estate takes an awful lot of effort, time, energy, work, focus. A lot of focused energy. Not just, oh, geez, what am I going to do today? But actually having a 5-year plan that breaks down to annual plans, that breaks down to monthly plans, that breaks down to weekly plans, that breaks down to a daily plan. And when I wake up in the morning, I know exactly what I have to do tomorrow. And it's enough to do tomorrow to occupy 16, 18 hours of the day. I mean, I'm going to bed at 10 o'clock, getting up at 6, and just hammering it. I know it may not seem like that. You guys aren't here participating toward that. Yes, I've taken some time to go play dominoes for a couple hours or go play bocce ball for a couple hours out of the week. Out of the week, that was my downtime. So it's been a full-time job, and so I work. I have been working. I get frustrated with these people say, "Oh, you should get a job." Yeah, it's not that easy. It's not that easy, and I've been trying. It hasn't been developing. So here's the ask. I'm going to ask, and it's a big ask. It's a real big ask. But I'm hoping that those people that have been loving and supportive and caring about me and helping out will continue to do that. I am confident that in the next 60 days, I will have something solid going. I've been looking at my records. I've been looking at the statistics. I've been looking at what I did in 2015 here. I think within the next 60 days, we'll have some concrete stuff going on and know what we're going. I am very limited by not having a vehicle, available to me. I am substantially limited to what I can do. I have to focus literally just here on this island. I can't market to the entirety of the Florida Keys because it's not financially feasible for me to be able to do that. Not at this level. So I'm limiting my scope and I'm limiting my market. And economically, I have to limit it. I only have limited funds available to do stuff. So it's going to take longer and it's going to come slower initially while things get going than what I anticipate. But it will happen. It is happening. I can see it happening. It's happening every day. Making progress every day. I have a plan. I'm working the plan, and all the goals that I expected to achieve through the plan, I'm achieving. So I'm on schedule and doing the do. I just wanted to comment to those people that have been out there that have been helping and supportive. I just hope you guys will continue. I hope you'll continue to ignore all of the troll nonsense that goes on out there, and the hatred that goes on from them. I had one of them today get on my business Facebook page and make snide comments. I'm like, what a lousy person that person is. It struck me today. I was like, man, I would never attack somebody like that. Never in my life would I ever attack somebody like that. And yet these guys feel free, perfectly okay for them to go ahead and do that to me, and they call me the bad guy. Well, maybe they need to look in the mirror about what they're doing. I would never attack somebody the way that person, made comments and stuff on my stuff today. Just wrong. Just, indecent. Not beyond impolite. That was just indecent. So anyhow, so I just wanted to touch base and see where people were at, and let people be aware that that's kind of where my mindset is. I really don't think I have much of a choice, actually, to be honest with you. I really don't think I have much of a choice. I think I have to make the real estate thing work. And of course, I'm going to. It's been my plan for the last year, 2 years actually. But you know, the entire way down here, coming down here, I made it pretty clear I'm going to get here and work and make some money. So anyhow, I just hope you guys are with me to help me achieve that goal. That's all. My next goal. I just hope you guys are with me to help me achieve that goal. I can't do it without the continued love and support of people out there. I can't do it without it. And I'm not asking for, you know, anything huge. I'm not asking you guys to fund a car or anything. We kind of bantered that around. That obviously wasn't going to happen. You know, just being able to keep us alive and working. You know, right now I need to buy some envelopes. I need to buy some postage. But that's what I'm doing. I'm just working. So, isn't that right, dog? Isn't that what we're doing? She's actually a little upset with me because she has to just sit down below. There's not much she can do while I'm working all day. So, anyhow, let me see what I missed in the chat here. Wood Beach, thank you very much for putting the PayPal stuff up there. I appreciate it, brother. Patrick says, I'm 12 years younger than you in a place with a labor shortage and can't get an interview either. It's crazy. Yeah, I know, brother, I know. Yep, thank you, Wood Beast again. You have a business Facebook page. What about Twitter and Instagram? Well, through the Facebook page, I have an Instagram. They're linked nowadays. I've never really been into Twitter very much. I had tweeted some in the past, but not a lot. So I'm not real big on that. And the market segment, you know, the people that I'm directing my marketing to are to fairly affluent individuals. And that market segment, they're not so much into Twitter. They're doing YouTube, they're doing Facebook. Instagram's even a stretch for them. The Instagram is for the, you know, the young yuppie wealthy folks that are doing Instagram. Twitter, I don't know. I don't understand Twitter profile very well yet, and its demographic as well as I should. So I'm not doing much with Twitter, but I am doing a lot with the others. So, yeah, I thought I might just be me. Okay, Teutonic, I don't know what you're talking about. Yep, I thought I might just be me. Okay. All right. Anyhow, so anyhow, that's kind of more my thinking is. I'm not going to give up on trying to find other work. I'm going to continue to do that so I can try to be as self-funded as I possibly can. But it's not looking good. It's not looking good. You know, and there's just some things out there that just, you know, some things just don't make economic sense. So, comment on my bird feeding video on my channel. Of course, I report block. Oh yeah, sorry about that, Marie. Yeah, he's a real nutcase. He really is. I mean, just, you know, the only thing I can think about with Crotty is, you know, and for those of you guys that don't know, this Rick Crotty person, he was the abusive husband for Sailing Miss Lone Star. The guy she was on the boat with originally that beat her up. That's Rick Crotty. And it seems like ever since, you know, she has continued the channel without him and has now had success, found a new guy, and doing great. But I think this guy is just angry and bitter over that whole situation and is just reaching out and striking at everybody he can. So, yeah, remove that crap, and it shows the hate they have. Yeah, it really does, Marie. It really does. So, hey, Biker, what's up, man? How you doing? So, yeah, there's a lot of that, unfortunately. But we persevere. I think this is sort of funny here. I'm going to hold on and I'm going to show you something. You can probably hear the kids in the background. This catamaran over there, these kids are playing on the halyard. Can you see that? They're kind of flying around on. And then I look over here and there's another catamaran over there, and the kids on that one are doing the same thing. They're flying around. Of course, now they're not going to do it while I'm watching. But there's a kid hanging from the halyard on that catamaran over there as well. Is he gonna fly? He's just hanging, he's right by the mast. He's right behind the mast, actually. Oh well. Give you guys a little look around the harbor today. What's the matter, dog? There's the marina office back that way, where all the lights are. Those are the athletic fields. You know, I'm jiggery here because I'm all zoomed in. Let me unzoom. There we go. Now we're not so jittery. All right, so that's what the harbor looks like. The sun is setting over there. Obviously, we're not going to enjoy a sunset this evening. It's just cloudy and overcast and nothing there. So, haters gonna hate Marie. That's right, Michael. They certainly are. No matter what you do. No matter what you do. And it's kind of sad. It really is. So, I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. I've been kind of Dame Bramage is the term I use. Brain damage, Dame Bramage. That's a fun way of saying it. At some point, I just get so, you know, tunnel vision. Hey, dog. No, don't knock the camera over. Get down. I'm afraid she's going to knock the camera into the bay. I get so focused on what I'm working on, and then I go in like is a perfect example. Earlier today, I had to go to the bathroom, and so I thought I would run to the marina and use their bathrooms instead of using mine on the boat because I preferred doing that. You know, it's a flush toilet, and they got hot water to wash my hands in, and more comfortable than my system here, and it doesn't make the boat smell. Anyhow, so I was going to run over there and use the head, and I had to take the garbage with me too, so I took the garbage, and I had to take one of the water jugs, so I went to go grab one of the water jugs. Anyhow, I had the toilet, the water jug and the trash bag out here ready to go, and I got in the dinghy. I started the dinghy up, and I drove away. I got all the way over to the marina, tied up the boat, got out of the dinghy, and turned around, looked back at the boat, thinking I'm forgetting something, and sure enough, I forgot to take the garbage and the water jug with me. So I went all the way over there and back just to go to the bathroom, turned around, came back. So I'm going to take care of garbage and water tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not going to make another special trip for that. But that's when I was thinking to myself, man, I'm focused. So I did not live stream last night, actually, because I was so actively involved in my work. I've been doing a lot of direct mail over the years for a long time. I mean, my entire career as a realtor, all the success I've had, I can say has been a product of my direct mail stuff that I've been doing, and I've been very successful with that. And since I've been here, I've mailed out, I don't know, a few hundreds of letters. Marketing letters. And then I was watching I listen to these real estate coaches podcasts in the morning as a way to get myself awake, focused, and my mind right, thinking some positive stuff. And anyhow, they did a podcast the other day, and I was listening to it, and I was thinking about the new marketing letter that I'm using right now. And it became so obvious to me that there were certain parts that should be in that letter that I just totally vegged on, did not have in there. You know, tie downs, call to actions weren't in there. Talking about some of my past experience and things that I've accomplished wasn't in there. Just dumb stuff. Just stupid things that should have been in there that have not been in there all this time. You know, the fact that I do videos for all my listings and how successful videos are and why they're successful as a real estate marketing tool. I didn't have that paragraph in there. So there's like 3 or 4 paragraphs that should have been in that letter that for some reason I just vegged on it, you know, and didn't have it in there. So last night, instead of during the live stream, I was rewriting that letter, and I was very focused on exactly what I had to word and make sure I had it right. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but when I write a business letter, I take pretty much 6-7 hours to write a 1-page letter, and then I sleep on it overnight, and I get up the next morning and I'll spend another couple hours tweaking stuff. And you know, I don't know how you guys write letters, but I kind of, you know, block out the main concepts I want to get across, and then form those into coherent paragraphs, and then organize those paragraphs in the correct order. And I mean, there's a lot to thinking that goes into developing a proper marketing piece. And I can't believe I went through that whole exercise and just totally vegged on some things that should absolutely have been in there that I didn't have in there. So I'm sorry I didn't live stream yesterday. It was no other reason than I was just very focused on what I was working on, and I didn't want to disturb that. So it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. So anyhow, what did I miss here in the chat? Yes, but what I'm saying is that they are haters, trash, no need to try to appease them. Well, that's true, Marie. That's true. Carl, you're also very new to the area, so networking is important for your part-time side jobs. Yeah, well, Marie, yeah, networking's kind of hard to do when you don't have a vehicle or the funds to network. You know, networking means getting involved in certain things, you know, going to events and stuff. I don't have event money right now. I don't have the funds to that. So it really limits what I can do in the way of networking at the moment. Andy, good for you. Okay. Yeah, you guys are going by again. Some idiot wrote a nasty car-related comment on a video of mine. I don't make videos. It was to help tech support solve a problem with a piece of medical equipment. Really, Gavin? Wow. That's just crazy, isn't it? And it just goes to show you the nth degree that these guys, that how crazy, how insane their hate has taken them. I mean, why would they attack Gavin's tech video? I mean, that makes no sense whatsoever. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, Gavin. I'm sorry about that, ma'am. I can use you as a reference. Old codger, I don't know who you really are, so I don't know if I could use you as a reference unless you're one of my past clients. Maybe you are, I don't know. Let's see that business letter because I'm horrible at it. Hey, Johnny Football, I can certainly do that. Yeah. Carl, how is your website for real estate? Woodbeast, it is not existent for real estate. I have a website set up for carlbrook.com. Oh my gosh, guys, my foot went asleep. Ow. While we've been sitting here talking, my foot fell asleep. You ever get that feeling when your foot falls asleep and it just feels like a big old numb club? Oh, that feels weird. Getting the blood back in there. Anyhow, yeah, Woodbeast, I don't have a, I've got to work on that. I've got a WordPress website set up at carlbrook.com. I need to get on there and completely change all the content, because right now it's geared for my YouTube channel, but I really set that up for my real estate business, and I really need to move that over and change that over into a real estate site. In fact, that's one of the things I was planning on working on here in the next couple of days. Websites aren't such a critical thing really anymore, surprisingly. It's good to have a landing page, and it's good to use for newsletters and to you know, to accumulate email addresses and stuff for people to sign up for newsletters and things. But other than that, you know, social media is where it's at today. People aren't going to websites anymore. People are going to Facebook pages and YouTube pages, and you know, if it doesn't come up on their feed, and websites don't come up on feeds, so that's the way to get the point across nowadays. But so I'm working on that, ma'am. You allowed to take a night off here and there. Oh, thanks, Andy. I appreciate that, ma'am. Like CNN and Trump. No problem, Colin. It took me 2 months to notice. Joke is on them. Took you 2 months to notice. Oh, no. Well, you know, it's sort of funny you talk about that, Gavin, because I used to have a YouTube channel for my real estate office here in the Florida Keys when Penny and I were together back in 2015. You can look it up. It's called Island Time Real Estate. I do not have access to that account. I can't get on there and you know, delete comments or block comments or anything like that. But it doesn't matter because it's an old channel. I haven't posted anything to it since 2015. Penny is the one who has control of that and never did, you know, give me access to it. And yet the trolls are on there, you know, talking about this, that, and the other thing. But, you know, the views on it are so little, the only people viewing it is them. I'm not marketing, I'm not promoting it, I'm not telling people to go to that channel, so nobody is. There would be no reason for anybody to go look at that. So, yeah, they're so you know, blown up with trying to do what they can to create problems for us that they're just blinded by it. Really, they really are. So, you thought I'd been spoofed, and I guess one of the mods must have acted on it. Oh no. Oh geez, Martin. Martin, I just got your message here. I have to get on my laptop to do that. I will make sure that gets fixed tonight. Sorry about that. So apparently somebody thought Martin was somebody else and blocked him. So I'll have to get on there and unblock Martin. So Martin's a good guy. He should not get blocked, but that happens. You know, the chat moves along, and you go to block one person, you get the person next to him. I know I've done it. Every moderator has done it at one point or another. It just happens. So sorry about that, ma'am. Let's see. A nice website shows that you have your crap together. Well, that's true, Johnny Football, and I'm working on that. I've been working on other higher priorities at the moment, but yes, that's something I'm working on. Actually, one of the reasons why it's been on the back burner, there's something called an IDX feed. This is where I can have all of the listings from the multiple listing service here show up on my website. And I would like to do that when I get my website together, but it costs $500 to set that up. So I was kind of waiting until after I had my first deal, my first transaction, and that way I would have the money to fund that. Because that's what it costs. It costs $500 just to have the IDX feed available on my website for the year. It's an annual thing with the MLS service provider that we use. But that's one of the many reasons why I've had it on the back burner. So, what's for dinner? Did you get time to provision? Andy, I have not. It's not a matter of having time to provision. It's having funds. Grilled cheese sandwiches today. We had grilled cheese sandwich today, and that's fine. I have no problem having grilled cheese sandwich. The other day when I did a little mini provision, I went out and I bought some rigatoni, which I haven't had any of it yet. I bought 2 boxes of rigatoni, $1.97 a box. Talk about inexpensive food. Having a little rigatoni and some ragu will probably be on the menu for tomorrow, actually. But there's the pretty dog. Yes, there's a pretty dog. Yes, there is. Yeah, there is. There's a pretty dog on the boat. Yep. You okay? Huh? You okay? Did you check it out? You woofing at everybody out there? Huh? Are you woofing at everybody? You getting them, huh? Oh, anyhow. Yeah, so that was for dinner tonight, was we had grilled cheese sandwich, and that's just fine. Websites meaning social media. Yeah, Whippies, I do have the Facebook, the YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram set up. I just don't have the carlbrook.com set up like I need to do. I'm working on that. So, you 420 friendly? Yeah, brothers, no problem, man. It wasn't me. Okay. I don't think I did. Okay. I sure didn't do it. Yeah, it doesn't matter who did it. It's fine. I'll correct it late. I'll correct it tomorrow. Hey, Cap. No sunny skies tonight. How warm is it? Hey, Bermuda sun. It is, I'd say, a good 76, 75, 76 degrees right now here. Maybe a little less than that. But that's where the sun would be setting if we were having a sunset. And it ain't setting. Or rather, it did set, or is setting, we just can't see it. So, Yeah, there's no color over there at all, just gray clouds. So not much to look at. Let's see. Codger, please introduce yourself. Okay. Journal of Fear and Hope. Okay. Any issues to walk to the food? No, I got shoes. I got shoes. Actually, what I need is, what I need right now is funds. I did get a little minor provision done the other day, but I must admit, I did not get dog food. One thing I forgot to buy was dog food. Sorry about that. I'm kind of moving myself around here. I forgot to get Miss Lily food, so I have to go and get some dog food for Miss Lily. She's got enough to get her through probably tomorrow, the next day, and then I'm gonna need to go get her some dog food. So, any of you guys want to help out and donate some funds for dog food? Go ahead and hit up the PayPal. Okay, it'd be a good day to do that. Otherwise, Miss Lily's gonna starve to death. I had to laugh. I really had to laugh because the troll people were saying that how skinny and out of shape she is. Look at her. She is fat. She's a fat dog. She's like me. I'm a fat owner. She's a fat dog. Aren't you? Aren't you? Huh? Aren't you? She just got rolls. Oh no, you can't be up on top of me while I'm live. Get down. What are you doing? You can't jump up on top of me while I'm in the middle of a live stream. There's no room for you in my lap. No. I'm being attacked, guys. I got a dog attack. I'm being attacked by a killer dog. Being attacked by a killer dog. Run for your lives. Scratching her back, she loves that. Yeah, Pilot. She's in absolutely perfect shape. Get down, get down. Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they were going on about, oh, they got to rescue Lily, that she's in such bad shape. She's fat, so. Oh, I missed a bunch in there. Okay, thanks, Wood Beast, again for putting up the PayPal. Surrounded by potheads, SM4 Productions. Okay. Sun is always out, sometimes it's on the other side of the clouds. Yeah, smoking, that's pretty much it. Yep. Which country is this that you are in? I am in Bookie Harbor, Marathon, Florida, in the good old US of A. I am down in the Florida Keys. Yeah, Pilot, she does. She's just fine. Should have bought dog food instead of beer. Well, okay. I hear people talking about this stuff all the time. Johnny Football. Let me make this really clear. This past week, I had somebody donate $30 with the specific instructions to go buy beer and tequila. I went out and I bought beer and tequila because that's what the guy said to do. So don't tell me I should have bought dog food instead of beer. I do as people direct me. What I should have done is I should have bought dog food while I was there provisioning, and I just didn't think about it. So, trash bags. Yeah, I need trash bags too. That's true. Lily's a beauty. Yes, she is. Lily isn't fat or skinny. No, she really isn't. She's in good shape. What are you doing? You're tearing. Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead and tear them up. Whatever. My old sneakers that I'm throwing out have liners that go in the bottom, and she's playing with the liners. I don't see how she could stand smelling them. They're pretty rank, but she's playing with the liners. So, oh, okay. Dogzilla, yeah. Earl, do you have the funds ready for 10 star? Oh, please. We don't even go there. Let's not deal with that stupidity. Hey Dutchman, how you doing, man? Good to see you here. How are things with you? Things here are fine, man. They're fine. How are you, Dutch? I'm glad to see you in the chat, ma'am. Must be having a very chilled time. No, it's actually quite nice here at the moment. So, dog prefers beer anyway. Actually, she doesn't like beer at all. Jew of fear. What is the question? Nope. Did you have any luck selling your dinghy on the net? I did not. No, have not had anybody buy it yet. And I had a guy buy my ladder, but he hasn't come pay for it yet. He was supposed to come today and pay for it. He took the ladder and has not come back and paid for it yet. So hopefully I'll get paid for that one of these days. If not, it is what it is. So, hey, Daddy Sales, how you doing? Are you in the Florida Keys? Mr. Clean, I am. I am in Marathon, Florida. Boot Key Harbor, Marathon, Florida, in the middle of the Florida Keys. Anywho, what else is going on? That's about it. That's about it. Nice quiet Sunday. Was thinking I was going to try to take the day off today and relax, and I didn't. I got involved with my morning podcast for my real estate stuff. Got motivated. I mean, I really got motivated as a result of that, and I just started diving into other stuff. So I've got another mailer I want to get out. It is what I call a re-expired. Anybody who's listing expires. In other words, if you have your house listed with a realtor and it's from this day to this day, and then that day comes and goes, your listing then expires, because the listing has to be for a finite period of time. Anyhow, once they expire, they're fair game for me to go after. They're really fair game for me to go after. They're fair game for me to go and try to try to get the listings from. So I did. Yes, Marie, but those funds were used for something else for Miss Lily. Those funds ended up not being used for dog food. She had a medical issue that you may or may not have been aware of, and those funds were used for that. So I had to do some follow-up medical stuff with her, and so that all went to the veterinarian. And as it is, the veterinarian wasn't happy with that. They wanted more than that, but that's what they got. So yeah, Gavin, I have two dinghies. I have a slat floor roll-up that I bought originally. It's way too small for me. I can't use it. It's not designed for someone my size. So I have it for sale. And it is, let me flip this around. Okay, so there's my dinghy. That's Rosie. That's the one that I use. And then I have the other one back there. You can see it floating around back there. That's the slat floor. So I have it all assembled. I gotta work on the floor of it a little bit, but yeah, I'm trying to sell it even cheap and not getting any buyers for it. So you can say it, Marie, but if I say it, I'm in trouble. So here tonight, any good watering holes? There probably is, but I'm not so into that. I don't go out usually. Well, I understand. One I've been to in the past, right back up in there at the entrance to Boot Key Harbor, there's a place called Burdeens. It's a pretty nice tiki hut up on poles overlooking the harbor. It's a nice place to go and have a drink if you want. So I have to go. Nice meeting you. Okay. Almost Tuesday. Shame we couldn't have met up. Well, that's too bad. Selling your journey sounds like you are offering your services. Yeah. Yeah, that's me, Gavin. Male stud. Yeah, I don't think so. Yep. Type in your name to see if there's a live stream, and there's a video of you dumping what appears to be human waste. Yeah, love selling. That is not human waste being dumped over the side. That was this bucket, okay? Dishwater. Okay, I keep a little bucket out here full of dishwater because I use my sink, or at least I was using my sink at that time, for bottle storage. If you know anything about my history, you will know that while I was coming down the Erie Canal, I had a fella give me a whole crap load of alcohol. like 3 or 4 cases of booze. So I was using my sink to store bottles. I was sticking them in there, so I wasn't using my sink as a sink. I was using this little trash can here right outside the door as my sink to dump stuff. So that's where that video came from. Don't believe everything you see, because there's a bunch of trolls out there lying their butts off about it. Uh-oh, starting to rain, guys. Starting to drizzle on me here. Carl, how much is the dinghy worth, the one you were selling, and how much are you selling yours for? Bermuda Sun, that slat floor dinghy new is about $650 from West Marine. I'm trying to sell it for $150. Check your phone for the radar, Carl. Yeah, actually, I don't have to check the phone for the radar. I'm just getting wet sitting here. I can tell you I'm getting wet. It's not coming down really hard yet, but it's coming down, so. Oh, Andy, brother, thank you, man. Thanks, Andy. I appreciate that, brother. I didn't read the note. But thank you, Andy. I appreciate that, ma'am. Beers. Okay. Well, it's going to be food, I'm afraid. It's going to be food, I'm afraid. Right now, that unfortunately, I just got to take care of that. But yes. Yeah, okay. Guys, you're going to have to bear with me here. I need to go down below because it's starting to get wet here. Hold on a minute. Oh. We'll gather that up. Put these shoes out here to dry. Move you here. I'll have you down in just a second. Hold on a minute. Dog, move. You're in the way, dog. You're in the way. All right. Here we are down below. Hold on a minute. Come on, Lily, get down here. All right. Now we're all down below and dry. Got the generator going so we can keep the lights on. Gotta get the raindrops off my glasses here. Hold on a minute. There we go. And sorry about this, guys. Just gotta dry off my phone real quick. There. Sorry about that. But into every life, a little rain must fall. So, kind of where we're at. Alrighty. So where was I? I don't know. Sorry you had to witness me doing all that, but seems like a heck of a deal. Hung out at Dockside 30-some years ago. Well, Dockside's closed at the moment there, Ed. It's going to be reopening here pretty soon, so I think it would be running the PayPal again. Appreciate it. Surprised the dinghy hasn't sold. Andy, I am too. I've only had one person actually even look at it. Apparently this isn't a good market to sell dinghies in. I've only had one person come and look at it in all this time, and I talk about it during every live stream, so I don't know, it'll sell. It'll sell. I'm gonna try to buy, they have this special cleaner for it. I'm gonna try to get some of that cleaner and give it a good bath, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the repair to the floor myself. And if I do that, then I'm gonna turn around and try to sell it for at least $250 and get some money out of it worthwhile, but probably what I should be doing anyway. Just a matter of taking the time to get that done. make a inventory time, make provisioning list. Yeah. Please check 904 number for my message. Please check 904 number. So it wasn't an email that you sent. Okay. Aha. Give me a minute here. It's not raining tacos. Oh gosh. Yeah, huh? Yeah. I don't think I can share that with everybody else there, but yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? That's pretty much it. Sorry about that, guys. It was sort of a pilot sent me sort of a funny thing from his hometown. Needless to say, they're getting pretty well hammered with snow up there. So so we'll see. Oh, a catamaran company sent me an email. Be a VIP in Miami. Get pre-qualified to elevate your status at the Miami Boat Show. Yeah, right. Get pre-qualified to buy a $1 million catamaran. That ain't happening. That ain't happening, guys. You would think with the amount of money I've spent with Catco over the years, because I've chartered with them a couple of times, that they would just comp me tickets to the boat show, but oh well. That's not really, yeah. Would be, you must be having a lot of fun with that. Okay, so, yeah, you're right, it's not raining tacos outside. Actually, oh, my phone fell. My little phone. I had to kind of laugh because the last week and this past week, I've been playing dominoes, something that I didn't know how to play before. Never played it before, and we're playing a very simple game. They tell me it's called Mexican Train Dominoes. Mexican Train, and so you have one line. Everybody has their own line that you start out with that you can play your dominoes on what they call Mexican Train. But then there's one called the Mexican Train that anybody can play a domino off of. And I laugh about it every time that I see it, because what they did is they took a beer cap, a twist off or, pull up beer cap for a beer bottle, and bent it in half. And they call that the taco. The taco is the beer cap that identifies which is the Mexican Train that's fair game and anybody can play off of. And every time they call it a taco, I have to admit, Wood Beast, I do laugh about that. My own little internal laugh about it. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's just at this point, it's just comical, isn't it? So, or bocce ball. Yeah, I've only played bocce ball once. And I may play bocce ball again, but I'm not going to go over with them and have drinks or anything to eat, because that was spendy, and right now I have higher priorities, man. I mean, I have higher priorities. I have gotten myself uber motivated right now in the real estate stuff, and I've gotten really focused on it. Much more focused than I've ever been before in my life, to be honest with you, and frustrated. Oh my God, there's so many things I want to do that I just don't have the budget for. And so if I'm trying to hit things up hard on fundraising tonight, it's because of that. Because I really need to get a lot of marketing and stuff done, and I need money to do that. Plain and simple. I need funds to do that. So anyhow, I only use dominoes to set them up and knock them down. Yeah, okay. I never knew how to play dominoes before. I mean, I know dominoes had numbers on them and stuff, but I never really thought much about dominoes or how they're played or what you do with them. But I gotta admit, it's a fun thing to do. It's free. It doesn't cost anything whatsoever. It's right here at the City Marina. We had We had what, about 15, 16, 17 people play this past week. So we had to break it up into 3 different tables of people playing dominoes. And some games were a little different than other games. Some rules were a little different than other ones. Seems like everybody who sits down at the table to play kind of like talks amongst themselves and makes up whatever rules that they want to make up, it seems to me almost. And then they go from there, you know, as long as everybody understands whatever the rules are that we're playing by, then that's what it is. So, anyhow, it's been fun. What I like about it is it's a lot more of a game of strategy than I ever imagined. Chess-like, I mean, really is. It's chess-like. You're always having to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. You're always trying to step plan, and then people can do things completely mess you up. But you're always trying to plan ahead and develop strategies. And so I kind of like it from that standpoint. But then again, I like playing chess too. So, Woodbeef, thanks again for putting up the PayPal. Bring a 6-pack to share at Bocce Ball with your new buds. Yeah, I don't have any beer in the house right now, Smoke, and we are out of beer. So, when do you expect your first sale? Good question. Good question. I expect to get my first sale here in the next 90 days. I'll just put it that way, next 90 days. And if I get my first sale in the next 90 days, I'm actually ahead of what I did in 2015. But I should be. I should be ahead of what I did in 2015. In 2015, I was better funded. I had more money for marketing back then. But I was really not focused because I was dealing so much with my wife separating and divorcing and arguing and you know, marriage counseling and all that nonsense. That was well, if you could rather imagine, that was a huge distraction. I mean, I was spending 90% of my day dealing with that and 10% of my day dealing with real estate stuff. So it really ruined my focus. So right now I have a ton of focus. I just don't have the chinks to do the marketing. I mean, seriously, right now I could use $1,000 in postage and envelopes and paper. I really could. I could easily go through $1,000 in postage and paper and envelopes. And it's been kind of interesting. You know, I've been listening to these podcasts by some of these real estate sales coaches, and I've been making notes. You know, taking notes about what they suggest to do. And like one guy, he interviewed 5 top realtors from around the country, and each one of those realtors was giving like their top 5 things that they do in their business, and those top 5 agents, they all had the exact same 5 things, and those are all the same 5 things that I'm doing. They're doing it just on a much bigger scale because they have the budget to do that. I'm doing it on a microscopic scale right now because I just don't have the budget to do it as I need to. Like one agent was talking about, he does direct mail. He does a lot of direct mail like I do. He does 20,000 pieces of mail a month, sometimes twice a month. 20,000 pieces of mail a month. I've done, you know, not even 1,000 so far. So, and I've done that in 2 months, you know. So the scale is just way off. And he's been doing that ongoing on a religious fashion for years. He's been doing that for years now. And it's one of the reasons why he's a top agent in his area, because he keeps his name in front of people. Now, it might be something as simple as that, you know, hey, I just listed this little card, just listed a little card, just sold. You know, it might be that kind of little thing. Or it could be like the little letters and newsletter things that I put out. You know, little one-page sort of status of the market. In fact, on my Facebook page, I just posted a letter on there of the, you know, an open letter to the market here about what's going on with the real estate market here in the Florida Keys. That's on my Facebook page. Not my personal Facebook page, but my real estate Facebook page. So I think Teutonic or somebody was asking about one of my letters. So yeah, you can get on there and read that one. That one was a bit more technical, had to do a lot of market research and stuff, compiling data. But still, that's what that is. So there's a lot that I could be doing, should be doing. If I had a car, oh man, I could be making miles. I could be doing tracks. So yeah, 20,000 letters a month. 20,000 letters a month. And for those of you guys that don't think that direct mail is still viable, direct mail is as effective today as it was in the 1920s and 30s. It just depends on how you do it. It just depends on how you do it. Initial stuff to get yourself known, to get your name on, to start getting your name recognized, you got to do it old school like I do. You got to put a regular stamp on it, not a bulk mail stamp. You can't run it through a postage meter and make it look corporate. It can't look corporate. You got to hand address the envelopes, put it in an envelope. I'll show you. I have some here waiting to go out, actually. Notice I store them in Ziploc bags to keep them dry. But this is what a letter looks like when I send it out. Looks like an invitation, doesn't it? That gets it opened. Not a standard number 10 business envelope, but an invitation size envelope. It costs a little bit more, but it gets them opened. And once they open it, then they read it, and I've got them. They see my name. Whether they want to remember it, whether they throw me in the garbage another second later, my name is something that's now implanted in their psyche. Do that every month for 12 months and you've got them. Next time they go to think about who they're going to list with, they're going to send it to the guy that's been keeping them abreast of what's happening in their real estate market for the last 12 months. That's how effective that is. So, been focusing on that, working on that. That is, this little envelope here, these were just the expires from today. I do this every day. Some days are big, some days, some days there won't be any. Some days there'll be 2 or 3. Usually there's 2, 3, 4, something like that. The first of the month there's usually a bunch because every time, people will date their listing to expire at the end of the month, end of January, end of July, end of August, whatever. So the 1st of September, the next 1st of the month, there'll be a lot of expires for me to follow up on. So between the mailing to the expireds and then sending another mailer out to them, a second mailer to those that have expired, that are still expired, which is a follow-up mailer, which I'm trying to get done now, and could really use about $100 in postage and envelopes for that, to be honest with you. Really could use that right now. But I'd like to get that re-expired letter out, and hopefully that'll start helping me pick up some listings. So I'm focused, guys. I'm working. I'm busted my butt working and focused on that. So anyhow, that's about all I got for you, kids. And we've gone through another perfectly good hour, so probably going to have to go ahead and move on here. Let me see what I missed in the chat. Hey, Hammer Time. Okay, how you doing? How does one win in dominoes? Okay, we play dominoes. You play 12 rounds of dominoes, and whoever has the lowest score. The idea is to have the lowest score. And that means, however many tiles you have left in your hand, when somebody goes out, you add those up, and that's added to your score. So the fewer tiles you have left in your hand, or the lowest value of tiles you have in your hand, is what you're working towards. So anyhow, that's how you do that. Okay. Alright, yep, that nonsense sucks. Yes, please. I'll send you a link. Okay, sure. 20,000 letters a month. Yep. How many turn into sales? Well, 6, 7. That's a good question. It always varies. So you don't work. Go figure. Yeah, right. I don't care if it's handwritten or not. If I don't know the person, it goes in the shredder unopened. Well, you're an odd person, 6, 7. Most people will open up to see what it is. I use Crazy Clean Works, really good, but a little pricey. I use John Parker. What's Crazy Clean? I don't know what that is. No, I don't require. I don't have a return envelope in there. I'm not asking them to mail me back anything. I'm asking them to call or email me. That's what I want them to do. I want them to call me or email me, not send back a letter, not return anything. I could do that. I have done that in the past, I find usually the return on those is really, really low. Really low. People aren't willing to do that, and they can be expensive, because if you want them to do that, you got to put postage on that return piece, and so sometimes you're putting a whole lot of postage on a whole lot of return pieces that never come back to you. So it's very expensive to do that. So no, I just ask them to go ahead and call me or email me. So those same people choose to hate no matter what. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So the question is, of those 20,000, how many of those come back in sales? I know the agent that was doing that said that he was closing somewhere in the neighborhood of 120 sales a year. So he's doing 20,000 letters a month. So what, 240,000 letters a year, and he gets about 125 sales a year as a result of that. So I guess that's the only way I could tell you to figure that. So business cards. Yes, Gavin, I have business cards. Not how we play dominoes, first to 300 wins. Okay, well, everyone's got different ways of doing that, Ed. You know, there's 100 different ways of playing dominoes from what I understand. This is just what they call Mexican train dominoes. That's just what I've been showed here. So, and I'm not saying that's the only way to play dominoes. That's just what I was showed here. So, anyhow. All right, kids. Well, listen, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Guys, seriously, I've got a lot of real estate marketing expenses that I'm trying to do right now. I am trying to get my real estate business going and get some stuff happening with that. And I'm asking you, I really need continued help and support with that. I'm trying to get off the dole, as it were, just as fast as I possibly can. I've been trying to find jobs, hasn't been successful. So if you can help out and contribute some funds for real estate marketing stuff, I would really appreciate it. I need some serious money in that regards to help get this thing going. So if you can, please do help out. And if you can't, well, then that's fine too. I appreciate it. So Michael P, 0.05%. Yes, but keep in mind, Michael P, that 0.05%, that guy like me works in a high dollar market. So he's doing 125 sales that are generating somewhere in the neighborhood of $20,000 per sale in income. See how those numbers work? When you're selling a property that generates $20,000 in commission net to you after it's split up with everybody, if your net commission is $20,000 and you're doing 125 of those every year, then you have the budget to mail 20,000 pieces out every month, and that's how that builds. I don't have the budget for that right now, but as soon as I get my first transaction under my belt, I'm only farming right now about 200 houses. By that I mean I'm sending a letter every month to the same 200 houses in my real estate farm. Now that's different than the expired mailings that I'm doing. That's just my real estate farm. After my first closing, I'm going to kick my real estate farm up to 2,000 houses. I'm going to go from 200 to 2,000 once I get my first commission check, because it costs money to do that. Then I'm going to be mailing out 2,000 letters at least every month. I'll be mailing out 2,000 pieces to that farm base. This guy's doing 10 times that, but it takes time to build and snowball up to that. I don't imagine in this market I'm ever going to do 20,000 pieces, but I could see getting up to 8 or 9 or maybe 10,000 at some point. So anyhow, answered your question. So guys, if you can, jump on and help out. Hit up the PayPal. We would greatly appreciate it. I need to get a lot of funds coming in right now so we can get the real estate business going and moving along. If you can. If you can't, well, that's fine. I'm still putting content up for free anyway. So we weren't going to be talking about real estate, Carl. Johnny Football, we are going to talk about real estate. I'm just not going to give you any information, or I'm not going to give the trolls any information that will allow them to hurt me. That's where we're drawing the line. So, are you glad you purchased the boat and made the trip to Florida? Any regrets? Just curious. There are some great boats up around the Great Lakes. Sassy Taco. Yeah, I regret being away from my family. I really do. I regret being away from my grandkids and my kids. But the real estate market in Ohio is not anywhere near what it is here. and I'm not shoveling snow or having to put wood into a wood stove. I can live on my boat here in the Florida Keys. I mean, I'm sitting here in shorts and a t-shirt, guys. So I couldn't do that in Ohio. So anyhow, if you can help out, guys, please do. If not, that's fine. Anyhow, guys, be good, be careful, take good care of one another. Remember, and there's a link in the description down below for my PayPal. If you can help out, that would be great. If you can't, well, that's okay too. I'm fine. I like beer spots.